guys, Gav from Olive Drag Garage. Oh, it's another stinky hot day today. As you can see, I'm sweating my brains out. I just got home from work. I had a massive day. Where do we start? Alright, so apologies for not posting of late. I've had some issues, and I'll briefly run through my sort of issues that I've been having. And yeah, it's nice. It's not really an excuse, but things are sort of happening that are sort of a bit out of my control, and I gotta kind of get things sorted to get back to being able to work on the Jeep and the Dodge bits. But where do we start? Okay, so as you can see, this part of the garage here is completely different now. Okay, a couple of weeks ago we had to buy a brand new air conditioning unit, and the old air conditioning unit used to sit right here, okay, in this space, and I had a whole bunch of junk and stuff up through here, Jeep parts and car parts and whatnot into there, a whole bunch of stuff that was here, and it was just basically from when we moved in, it was just placed there, and it was kind of just left there. So I had to clear that out so the guys could come in and pull out the old air conditioning unit. The new one's upstairs, basically sort of directly above me, right up here, and connect all that in. And so that was a very expensive air conditioning unit. It was just a smidge under $4,000 that we had to spend on that. So that kind of killed the budget. With things that I wanted to do, I actually wanted to get one of the engine blocks machine cleaned up and inspected so we can start putting it together. And unfortunately, we had to pay for that. So then that's why I've got stuck into this part of the garage here. I'll run down with you what I basically done here. This is my Dodge section here, you know. So this is my Dodge shelving here. I'm not a carpenter, and I'm not a mechanic. I'm not anything really. My skill set is I was infantry. I was a rifleman in the Australian Army. I've had lots of various jobs in between that. Working as an ambulance transport officer, where I specialised in psych patients and neonatal babies and NFRs and things like that. I've worked in coffee shop. I've worked in landscaping. I used to work for the airlines for a couple of years. So I've had a lot of different jobs, but yeah, nothing really that is like a skill trade sort of job. So this is me just throwing together what I sort of just come up with. And what I came up with was I had a whole bunch of wood and had a whole bunch of sort of shelving panels, just stuff I picked up from building sites that I go to. It's just some scraps that the previous owner left behind. Like the owner left a lot of crap, and we're still cleaning it up. We've been for 6 years now. We're still cleaning it up. We're still fixing it up, which is kind of another one of the issues that we've got to do. We've got a major leak in our roof again, which has now damaged the wall. So we've got some structural issues we've got to sort out. So that's that part of the garage. I need to clear that out this weekend, so that the guys can come in and inspect that, and they may need to repair stuff down here. But also we need to get the house re-stumped because there's a slight lean to the house now, and part of it's bouncing. So that's another thing that we need to get sorted. Which is more money, which is going to hold the projects up again. So that's the other two sort of issues that we had. But basically what I've gone and done is I've just created some real basic shelving just to get all my stuff out from underneath the body tub of the first Jeep, which you just see over here, so I can start finishing that off. I've got lots of little niggly repairs and rot and stuff I've got to get into it. then I've got to obviously buy a new power washer because my old power washer died. So to get a new power washer that's pretty decent here in Australia, a minimum is $1,000. So everything in Australia is expensive. The American guys get stuff really good, really cheap. We just get ripped off with everything. And we don't even get a choice. It's like you get 3 things, that's it. And each one of those is $1,000, $1,200 or $1,400, take it or leave it. So I got to find money for that, as well as money for other things. So I get that, and then I can give that a power wash, because it's been sitting there for a while, and it's got dirt and grime on the primer. So we've got to power wash it, then we can sand it, and then we can give it a wash again, and then we can get it painted, and we can get it onto the frame. And when we get it onto the frame, I'll be able to use some parts here. So I've got a Malco I'm going to go through. And then we can sort of start. We can get some space here, and we can start working on more of the Dodge bits, because when I clean up the Dodge parts, I've got to put them in here, in the garage section. Even though I've got a big undercover section just behind the camera here. Because it's subtropical Queensland, because the moisture gets around, anything that sits out there it rusts. So anything that sits in here doesn't tend to rust as bad, which is a good thing. But all the stuff here is just getting covered in dust and whatnot, and I need to start painting and putting things together so I can create some more space. So what I did is basically put all my Dodge bits that I've cleaned up. Okay, so all the prime stuff. All right, all the prime stuff. All right, it's just all sitting here, and all the little bits and pieces. So there's still things like the headlights and stuff. Okay, so basically all the bits that I've worked on. As you can see, the radiator surround sitting up here. We've got the firewall, front and rear tailgate firewall thing, the side step, the grill, all that stuff, just to get it out of the way. So we've done that, and what I was working on, which is now obviously starting to get rusty, which I'm not happy about, but that's how it is, was if I can do it without knocking everything over, the instrument panel for the Dodge. So as you can see, I've been working on getting the rotted bits cutted out and fixed up. This section here, I've got to actually redo this part here. Apparently it sort of comes down and then back out here somewhere. So I've got that corner's not quite right. So I got to do that section there, and across the top here, I've got to fix that. I've got to fix the whole bottom section there. I've got to fix the door section for the glove box, because that's wonky skew if not right. And then I've got to fix that side there. So that's what I was working on before I had to do all this other stuff here. And I wanted to be able to get back into that, get that finished. So that's what I was doing before I had to go and do a sleep test study. Like, I have suspected sleep apnea. Now, my understanding is that it's more likely to be a hereditary thing than it is to be a weight thing. Yes, I know I've got a bit of fat on me. I want to get rid of it. I am trying really, really hard to be as fit as I can. When you have a full-time job that takes up about 12 hours, 14 hours of your day. I'm trying to eat healthy. I've cut out, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. I've cut out all the fast food stuff. I might, probably the worst thing that I have is the sugar. And that's basically things like, I might have a couple of Red Bulls every now and then. And I have the Red Bulls because I like to drink them, simple as that. But because of taurine. And part of the thing with the sleep apnea that we're finding is that for years I was getting migraine headaches, and I was getting migraines almost every single day. And so when we did the sleep apnea test, which guys, if you feel around your neck here when you're lying down that it's tight, if you're stopping breathing in the middle of the night, like if your partner says, "I see you stop breathing," I think the longest I stopped breathing for was, my wife said about 44 seconds, but there was a point there where I stopped for about a minute, stopped breathing. And if you can't remember your dreams, if you don't have dreams, if you snore really hard, there's a good chance you got sleep apnea. Go and get yourselves tested. Look, it's not as bad as people say it is. It's like it can kill you. Okay, so if you don't get it resolved, you can stop breathing. You can die. You can have a lot of heart issues as well, and things like that. So get it sorted. But in terms of, it's not a bad thing. As in, if you have to tell your boss, you have to tell your family, you have to wear a mask or do whatever it is you need to do. It's not going to be detrimental on your work. It's not going to be detrimental on your life. Now, I'm waiting to get my results back. I did a quick brief with the nurse when I took the machine in the next day. I hated the test. It was probably one of the worst nights sleep that I ever had. But I needed to get it done. It's done, and we'll find out in maybe about a week or two how bad it is for me. I think the worst my oxygen got down to was about 92%, which isn't too bad. But it's just the length of the time that I stopped breathing apparently is bad. So we'll get that sorted. So that was one thing that happened. And then the other thing that happened was the next day I had to go to the hospital to go and get my knee checked out, because I've got some tears in the cartilage and the meniscus disc, and caused some injuries, because the left-hand side of my body, the last couple of years, I've just smashed everything down that whole left-hand side with various different accidents. Maybe because I'm right-handed, I don't know, Gumby on my left. So I had to go and do that, and I wasn't feeling so good. My youngest son and my wife felt quite sick over the course of the weekend, and so wifey said I'm going to go off and get a test, a rat test for COVID, and bingo, I had COVID. The first 2 days, just had all the really aches and pains and joints, and just didn't feel very good, and the skin just, when you touched it, it felt like sandpaper. But then I think about the 5 or 6 days after that, it just hammered me, and the worst thing was the vertigo. And I went to work this morning because I've had, how many I had now? 5, 6 something days off, and I wasn't feeling very good, but I have to go back to work. So I went back to work today, and I took my nausea tablets, and I think I went through about maybe 5 of those tablets today. And I still, even now, I feel absolutely destroyed. The last couple of job sites I went to, I was just gutted, absolutely gutted, and I needed help from the guys on our site to do it. So, I just pushed through. It's the old army thing, the old blokey thing. Just get it done. Got to the last job, went back to the yard, dropped off my truck, drove back home, had a shower, and now I'm relaxing. So I feel okay. And I'm going to go up and have dinner soon. So that's what's kind of happened the last couple of weeks that stopped me from getting into the garage and working on stuff. And I mean, there's stuff everywhere. There's stuff that it really needs to be painted. It really needs to be put together. And I need to start organising things and moving things around a little bit more. So, but anyway, we're going to do a quick. So the other thing too, before I got sick, I was working on the driver's side rear toolbox section, and I was trying the rear part of the toolbox and the side section are crushed in at the corner, and it's all rotted on that bottom edge. And for the Dodge toolboxes, it's very common for it to be rotted along that bottom edge, because it's where the bottom of the toolbox floor pan was, and they're all rotted out, they're all gutted. My Dodge is dodgy Dodge. It's really rotted, but it's what I've got, and I'm going to persevere, and I want to you know, I'm going to try and save as much as I can, because a lot of this stuff you can't buy. Like that section, that rear section of the toolbox, you can't buy it. No one sells it. The toolbox flooring, this section here, okay, this section here, right, with the pressed part, you can't buy it. Okay, no one makes them, so I got to fix it. That's just how it is. So I was working on that and managed to get that section off for the fuel filler, which is pretty easy, because as you can see, it was basically spot welded on one side and the spot welds on the other side had already come apart. And have a look how crusty and rotted it is. Right? So guys, when you get these old cars and trucks and you sandblast them, just be aware that that's what's between the panels. So you might have a really nice, beautiful finish on this side, right? Prime it, paint it, she looks fantastic, okay? But have a look what's sitting between the panels. This is why I'm pulling my Dodge completely apart. Every panel is going to be coming apart, repaired, cleaned, primed, welded back together again, and then painted, because I don't want to be dealing with that. Alright? That's not good. So I managed to get that part off, and then I started working on the trying to get that rear panel off, and didn't do so well with that one. So I'll show you. I'll go outside and I'll video, because it's dark at the moment, but I'll video that section and show you what I did. Cool guys. So what we did is we just cut the surround off for the fuel nozzle. That was pretty easy to do, because most of the spot welds on the right hand side here had already popped, or they just didn't work at the factory, so that was pretty easy to get off. We cut this center section here, which was pretty difficult to do, because of all the just the weird spots that they had the spot welds, and it's hard to get the spot weld bit into it. As you can see, we need to cut this whole section out so that we can repair the bottom section, and you can see that panel has been bashed in. There's a lot of dents just right there in that section that has to be hammered out as best we can. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. We're not making a perfect show factory restoration. This is just to get it back on the road. The other thing that we need to do, as you can see, is here, take the spot welds out from the seat back rail section, I suppose you could call it, the bit that goes along the side of the toolboxes. It's quite, I'm not sure you can see, it's just rotted in some sections. As you can see in there, it's rotted. So that's got to basically, we've got to take the whole thing off. This will probably be a bit that I'll have to send away to get sandblasted, just because it's too complicated to get the wire wheels into. But what I need to do is I need to get the air chisel, and I need to chisel right in. If you can see, I've got these spot welds out here. Okay, that's the inside edge. There's another one on the closer edge to that. So there's two, and they basically go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 type thing. So if I can show you, you can get in there. Not sure if you can see where I've hammered the little what do you call it? The little dib thing in to drill a hole out. But that basically, I can't get the drill bit into that, so I'm going to need to get my air chisel and chisel that apart to effectively get that whole section here off, so we can repair that and obviously the floor piece that's got to go into there, and then we're going to do the same on that side there, and fix that bit there. So anyway, that's what we were doing the other day before I got sick. Cool. So as you can see, it needs more grunt to get stuck into it, to work on it, and hopefully get it pulled apart. We can fix it up and clean it up when we start clearing this out and we get a bit more space, because right now my work section is full of parts and panels, and I need to consolidate what I'm doing and make space. And more that stuff that's over there will come over to here. And what I plan to do is put my engine blocks along the wall here. So I've got one Jeep engine block here. I've got one sitting underneath the Jeep, and another one at the front, as well as the engine block for the Dodge that's sitting up there as well. So I'm going to get them over here so that they're out of the way, and I can get 360-degree access to that tub, so we can get working on that tub. So in the meantime, is a mail call. Okay, so probably about a month or so ago, I had I think it was TJ Zackman, who was selling. He does some parts for the Jeep as reproduction parts that he makes himself. I have bought some parts off him before, and that was the it's over there, forget it. It's underneath stuff. But he made the horsehair that goes around the radiator. The radiator's around for the grill for the Jeep. So he made that. So I managed to buy 2 sets of those off him. There we go. Rip that open, fella. So I got two sets of this stuff. Alrighty. So what it basically is, it's that, what they call it, asphalt impregnated material. So that's for the Jeep, where the side panel, the wheel arch panel section, connects up to the bottom steps. That's the bit that connects to the side of the Jeep where the firewall is on both sides. These are the parts that connect underneath the bottom of on the frame. Those sorts of bits. So yeah, if you can have a good look at that, that's what they look like. You know, it's kind of it's not rubbery. It is like a sticky tar, but not sticky, if that makes sense. Like, you can see it's stuck together, but it easily comes apart. Okay, so I've got these 2 sets. So you've got these parts. Okay, you got the little square sections like that. Okay, and then we've got, okay, so we've got, because I got 2 sets, so we got this section here. Okay, the square panels, and then the longer panels. Okay, these bit here. All right, where your mudguard panel bit connects to the front of the Jeep. So, what's my impressions on this? Well, they look pretty good. I'm happy with it. You know, I'm not doing a factory restoration project. So, but from what I understand, TJ does stuff that is as close to the original gear as possible, and he does a pretty good job. So he does have a Facebook page where he shows his products. And my light's running out. So he does have a Facebook page where he shows those products. I'll find that address and I'll put it up on the video, and I'll put it in the video description, so you can go in there and you can have a look at his products, things like this, like the horsehair. I should actually show you, but where is it? Oh, it's packed under heaps of stuff. I'll show you in another video. But yeah, he does pretty good stuff, and I'm pretty happy with it. So that'd be another bit. So once we get that pain in the ass tub done and get it on the frame outside, get them painted, then I can put the asphalt down. We can make the bloody thing together, get the side fenders on, and get some stuff out of here, out to there, and make some space. So anyway, guys, I'll take some photos of this real quick so you can see what I've got up to, and yeah, we've still got to clean, we've still got to organise stuff, and then we'll get back into it and we'll start making some decent content. All right, guys, that's me talking crap for 20 something odd minutes. Thanks for sticking with me. Sorry about me waffling on about my old man problems and issues and crap. They're not excuses, but you know, you deserve an answer as to why I haven't put any videos out for quite some time. So I was hoping this weekend I was going to be able to put out an awesome video until it rained, and that changed everything, because we were going to have the air tattoo at the Amberley Air Force Base, the Royal Australian Air Force Base at Amberley. And they were going to show the F-35 Lightning, which is a brand new aircraft for Australia. And there's also a drone that's been built here in Australia, a great big massive sort of semi-autonomous drone that they had built. It's about the same size as I think the Global Hawk, but maybe slightly bigger, around the same size. Now we're going to have that at the air show, and obviously flights and vintage aircraft, and it was going to be freaking awesome, dude. Today's Wednesday, we were going to go on Saturday, and found out this morning that's not going to happen. So everywhere that they were going to park up all these old planes and all the food stores and park the cars and everything is about that much underwater. So killed that. It doesn't look like it's going to be happening for the rest of this year or for the rest of this season. We're going into storm season now, and yeah, good luck with that one. So that's a real bummer. And I missed out on the Military Jeep Club of Queensland's swap meet a couple of weekends ago too, because of migraines. So yeah, I've missed out on a few things, and not too happy about it. So I do apologise, guys, for not getting content out and entertaining you. But you know, just life gets in the way at the moment, and we just got to deal with some other priorities. And once we get all that stuff sorted, we'll hook in and we'll get some more work done, and you can see the progress of what I'm doing on the Jeep and the Dodge. So, all right, guys, thank you for sticking with me. You're the best. Like, share, subscribe, tell your mates. You know, enjoy a coffee and watching the videos, and I hope it entertains you and you don't mind me waffling on and talking crap. But yeah, thanks very much for sticking with us, guys, and we are slowly working at it. Our big issue at the moment is money. I'm basically doing this on a $0 budget. I still don't have a new laptop. We're looking at $2,500 for a new laptop, and we're looking at about $800-900 for a GoPro 9 or 10. That's the prices here in Australia. You know, enjoy it, embrace it. That's the way it is. Unfortunately for us, everything here is really expensive. But as soon as I can get my hands on that sort of stuff, I'll be able to make some better videos and start getting some content, some really good content out, rather than just this sort of basic sort of stuff. So anyway, guys, keep safe, be good. Thanks for sticking with us, and I'll endeavour to catch up with you as soon as possible. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Have a good one. Check out these weird little fungi things growing on my floor. Crazy. I don't know what the heck that is, but yeah. And as you can see, the floor is soaking wet. That's another issue. Anyway.